Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast with the Deacons. I am Deacon Derek Walcott, and we want to welcome you. Thank you for just letting us into your homes. I know that today many people would be saying, gosh, there's an umbrella day. Or might be an umbrella night, but whatever it is. I hope you're snuggling up. I hope you're watching us wherever you are. Go grab your grandchildren. Go grab your children. Tell them, come and watch the #1 breakfast show in the morning. Always bringing you hope and good news. Now, whether you're in Talparo or whether you're in Siberia, wherever you are, we always start Breakfast with the Deacons with a wonderful word from Pope Francis. You know, I tell you, he's waking up in the morning and think this morning, the man waking up real early. Hear what he had to say. Now, I want to say this so that you all hear it. He says, let the church always be a place of mercy and hope where everyone is welcomed, loved, and forgiven. We can't sleep peacefully while babies are dying of hunger and the elderly are without medical assistance. Today, I have two wonderful ladies that are here with me. Saira, Joseph, Foucade. Yeah, Foucade. You know, I know that Foucade name is Dawn and Dion.
Yeah, my brothers-in-laws.
Those are your brothers-in-laws.
Yes.
All right, that means to say she married, right? And Tracy, Hutchinson, Wallace. God, she married too.
Yeah.
You know, we dead. All right? But wonderful. Nice to have you, Tracy.
Thank you
Sarah.
very much.
Saira.
Welcome. Saira, not Sarah. All right, okay,
sorry.
cool. You know, my tongue got over my eye tooth. I couldn't see what I was saying.
It's more
But-
important that the husband knows how to say it.
Oh, God, all right. Yeah, them married ladies in the house. Now, we're here to talk today about your amazing project
Yes.
that you're launching, or you're launching it.
We're
Launching it.
You're
yes,
launching
yes,
it.
yes.
And they're going to be here to tell you all about this amazing project because it's there for people with disabilities. It's there to help people, you know what I mean, find an opportunity and a place and a space where they can live on their own with assisted living. But let them tell you about it.
Sure, okay. So good morning, Deacon. Good morning, everyone. And I want to say a special good morning to our Bethesda community. We can't go on without saying that. We have a wonderful community, wonderful family support, wonderful volunteers, and we really couldn't be where we are today without them. So at Bethesda, we have been around 3 years now providing sensory-friendly masters for persons with disabilities. And as we grow, we recognize that there is significant needs for persons with disabilities. And our wonderful Archbishop has blessed us with 10 acres of land
Wow.
in Carson Field, which is central. So I found the location so perfect, so
Right,
people can
right.
access it from south, central, east,
and
north,
east,
north,
yeah,
south,
yeah,
east, west. Perfect location, 10 beautiful acres of land together, so that we can build a group home. So it's going to be a group home, assisted living, and a respite facility. Respite is the official definition for the temporary care of persons with disabilities so that their caregivers can get relief.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to start off with being able to provide that temporary care and build on that, because this is a major project we're looking at long term.
Yes.
So to start off with, we will start with respite. So the persons can come and spend like a weekend, go back home, come back for a weekend, and build so they get familiarized with the place. And it gives us time to start training people, starting to bring in an income and sustain ourselves, and build and have the group home eventually as well. So we will do similar, the assisted living for persons who can take care of themselves to a point, but would need help with like cooking, because you wouldn't want them using knives and
Right,
fire and that
right.
sort of thing. And of course those who need full care. So the group will be, the home will be a multi-purpose facility.
But this is a massive project.
Massive project.
Because it's not just going to be one building or one
No.
home. We're building a community.
Yeah.
So there may be something, not quite a dormitory,
No,
but
not dormitory.
perhaps 4 mini apartments sharing a common living facility. So everyone has their own space, but they are together and people can check in and keep an eye on people. We're going to have separate standalone houses where families could move in for a short period of time to help people transition into the full community.
So it's going to be like a little village.
It is
Correct.
going to be a
It's
village.
going to be a village.
Exactly.
And a village that brings in money. So the sustainability part of it, there are a number of initiatives that we want to do, beginning with agriculture and food. Because you know in Trinidad, food sells.
Yes.
So one of the things we want to do is maybe at some point compete with Living Waters in the food preparation. So we produce agricultural projects, produce food projects that we can supply to supermarkets. We want to begin with greenhousing, solar-powered greenhousing, so that everyone can grow their own food to make the community itself sustainable for itself, and then start to bring in income. When you have that kind of basis, it means that you can start giving the disabled real opportunities to fulfill their potential. Most people think that all disabled can do is cooking, little gardening. But when you think of basically an agri-business or a food business, which is what will end up being developed, accounting, marketing, legal, all kinds of things that we want to be able to give everyone an opportunity to find their niche, fulfill their potential, and contribute to the community. So everybody who comes to the community will be contributing to making it right for everyone else.
I want to ask an important question here, because we've got a lot of people looking on at Breakfast with the Deacons, about 2 million, right? So you all have a big coverage here. So I want to ask this big question. Do you all have a budget or any sort of thing like that in terms of what you think this project is going to cost? Because from what you're sharing with me, I mean, this is an amazing project. I'm sure it's long-term and it's not a short-term project.
It's long-term and multi-phase. Long-term, we're looking at maybe 12 to 15 million, long-term. But the first phase of the project, maybe about 1 to 2 million, because we need to clear the land and start getting a respite center. But we are soliciting help from various groups, corporate Trinidad and Tobago, to help us with the upfront financing. We are hoping to maybe work with a group like Habitat for Humanity, which can bring in skilled volunteer labor to keep the construction costs down. So it's a multi-phase project. This is not something that's going to happen overnight, but we're actually looking to at least get the respite center up and running within the next 2 years.
Within the next 2 years. Okay. Now, what is the size of the community in Trinidad and Tobago, the size of the population in Trinidad and Tobago? Do you have any idea of how many people would be making themselves available for this type of service? How many people you think we have outside there? Because a lot of people don't even know how many families have
persons
children,
with disabilities,
friends, husbands, wives with disabilities. I want to use the word husbands and wives because I'm sure you all have married people like that too.
Let's put it this way. Okay, so the official statistics put us at about 4% of the population. No. Because World Health Organization statistics say that even in the most developed countries, the G7s and the G25s, you're looking at 15% of the population. So for Trinidad and Tobago, which is certainly not it's not comparable to the US, UK, Canada, the Scandinavian countries, to say 4% is optimistic in the extreme. So you're looking at 25 to 30,000 people in Trinidad and Tobago who are disabled in some of our, and more if you consider the fact that disability is not something that's inherent in people. It is because the society does not have accommodations. So for instance, you're wearing glasses, I'm wearing contact lenses. Without my contact lenses, I would not be able to see you where we are. That's how strong they need to be. You and I have accommodations and supports to be able to see and function and integrate in a world that's made up for people who have perfect sight. The essence of disability is most people don't have those services and supports and accommodations. And that's where Bethesda comes in, because we're trying to make that part of it mainstream, give everyone the support, the services and accommodations that they need in order to be fully integrated and included in life in Trinidad and Tobago.
How long has Bethesda been in operation or as an
3
organization,
years.
as an NGO?
Well, we actually not registered as an NGO. We
We're in the process
3
of it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We started 3 years ago at Archbishop Chapel, providing mass.
I remember that.
Yes, you did one of our
Yes.
masses first at the Archbishop Chapel, yes. And we outgrew the chapel within 3 months' time, and we went to Aruka, where we are based right now. Only last year we started a South Mass as well. So we have every second Sunday in Aruka Mass, and every fourth Sunday in San Fernando, St. Benedict's at 11 o'clock. So we have been growing, and out of that we eventually grew to First Communion, Confirmation. So we said, okay, we're doing the sacraments of the church. But all that did not require us to become registered as an NGO.
Okay.
Because basically what we were doing is just providing the services of the church. But in reaching this point now, this brings us to a whole new level. It's a new beginning.
There's a lot of
Yes.
legal ramifications
Yes,
involved now.
yes. So we have to register as an NGO.
Yeah.
So we actually meet with Leela Ramdi
Right.
soon. Archbishop said, call Leela Ramdi, and she said yes immediately. You know? So we're meeting with her, and from there we can, only then we can register ourselves,
Right.
so we can officially get corporate society to come and help us.
Okay, great.
You know, so like everybody we have spoken to so far have said yes. They are all very enthusiastic about this project because you'd recognize that there isn't much like this existing right now in Trinidad. As a matter of fact, our facility might be the only facility in the world that will be providing all of that in one. There are a couple international organizations that provide assisted living and so on, but not all of them provide respite, employment, full accommodation for persons with disabilities as well as assisted living. So we are creating a whole new model. We're creating, so even our masks, and there's no other mask like Bethesda in the world, so we're creating our own thing, you know. Trinidadians, we just have to be creative, you know.
Creative. I would love to know, where did this vision come from to create this type of, if you want to call it, I guess, place, a special place.
A special space, what is it?
Right.
Space, yes.
The Pope said,
The Pope-
where we can all be welcome.
Yes.
Everyone can be welcome.
Yes. Where did this come from?
I would say through prayer, because for a long while I've been wondering what's going to happen with my son, and I went through depression for a while. Honestly, it's depression. What's going to happen to my son?
How old is your son?
My son is 10, so he's 10 but still not talking, still needs help with Pampers, pretty much everything.
He needs a lot of
He
support.
needs a lot of support, and there isn't much in Trinidad. So I've been praying about it, and I heard about Lash, went on, looked at Lash, but I was still not sure if this is really what I wanted, and I kept praying and praying and praying. And then I would make mention to John Giannetti. I would say, good morning, John, hopefully you're looking on, and he told me about Camp Hill Copic. And when I looked at Camp Hill Copic, I said, oh, this is what we need to do, but also there's more. So I prayed about it, and at the end of it all, I was able to meet like-minded people, like Tracy comes, and in talking with her, I want to say good morning to Laura and Francis Sky as well, parents as well of a young man with a disability, Isaiah, and we realized that we all share the same common vision. But in sitting down and talking about it, then we're able to put together thoughts to come up with this eventual big project that we're doing.
It's something that all parents of kids with disabilities worry about. All of us at some point have said, either to ourselves, to our partners, or out loud, we can't afford to die.
Yes, I can imagine.
Because we really don't know what's going to happen with our kids, our brothers and sisters, our loved ones. And there isn't a space really within government and local authority to do this. So of course, parents are going to do what you need to do to provide some kind of structure for your children. People go the way of insurance, for instance, which actually is one of the ways we're thinking of perhaps sustaining the group. When you set up your insurance policy, people set up beneficiaries, an aunt or a sister or something, and you're not really guaranteed that the child, the young adult, is going to be taken care of the way they need to. We're pushing the idea of setting up trusts, perhaps managed by a committee of insurance and parents and medical professionals, so that children and young people do get the kind of structure and support that they need after their parents pass. And we're hoping that people will be able to use our model and work with Bethesda to help fund, develop, finance the concept. It's not so much booking a place for your loved one, but it is, let's pool all our little monies together, because every cent counts. Pool the money together to make something that can work for everyone. And even though it's born out of the Catholic ethos, it's not a Catholic community. It's something for the 25 to 30,000 people in the country from all
Because I say this all the
faiths.
time,
Yeah.
disabilities has no bias.
Correct.
It really doesn't. So whether you're Muslim, Hindu,
Whatever.
Orisha, whatever, all are welcome. And I was so happy when we met with Archbishop last week, and he said, okay, a couple key points. It must be Catholic ethos. It must be open to all persons with disabilities.
And we said, tick.
Yes.
Tick. Yeah,
Yes.
done and done.
Yes.
Not a problem.
Yeah, no. So he also had the same vision that we have.
So, how many acres?
10.
10 acres. You all have been gifted with 10 acres of land in Claxton Bay.
No,
Carlson Field.
Carlson
Carlson
Yes,
Field.
yes,
All right, okay, my wrong C word.
That's
But Carlson
So right.
Field, right? And this assisted living community that you all are visioning or envisioning. Now, your budget is around how much million?
12 to 15 million.
20, 10 to
12
12
to
to
15.
15
for the full thing.
People, let me tell you all something. You know these 30,000 people outside there. If we divide 20 million by 30,000, 25,000 people, we easy, because just think of how much money you currently spend, at home with special care, that kind of thing. And I mean, for all of us to contribute towards something like this, and I know that every home must know someone, a relative or something like that, who may have, a relative, a friend, a neighbor, a